Wellness Wednesday. Listen, I'm going to get off my notes, but listen to a interesting interview, that's what it was today, on the thing that they want you to take in your arm. And it was piggybacked on another conversation I had with my son about a supplement. He wants to take creatine so he can be a big guy in the weight room. What I told Keith ultimately about the supplements and about all of that, because we looked at creatine and said, you know, for what your body needs, you could eat some of our good old cow burger, make sure you get all the meat juices, and you'll get everything that you need and you're all set. And generally speaking, if you need to take a supplement, it's an indication of a disease, dis-ease of some sort. By dis-ease, I mean a lack of health, a lack of ease, and vitality. Health being just balance that brings vitality to your body. Life, energy, feeling well, feeling strong, those kinds of things. That's health.
Get in here. Come on.
Disease does not mean that you have a diagnosis. In the ancient health medicine traditions, they teach that there's a lot of steps of dis-ease, lack of ease, before you hit what Western medicine would call disease, and you get something that's diagnosed. And they treat in that pre-disease area so that you don't get deathly ill with things. A lot of the causes of disease have to do with a lack of balance. And when you leave that balance unbalanced, it's like driving around with unbalanced tires on your car. You can do it for a long time, but eventually it's going to wear out parts of your car simply because things aren't in balance. When you don't treat that underlying issue, you end up with drawers full of supplements. And that's what I was telling Keith, that when you have a drawer full of supplements, it's not because you are doing good things and it's better than taking prescriptions, but you're not necessarily getting to the root of it. The root of all disease is a lack of balance that results in an inflamed system in your body. Zach Bush, if you look him up on YouTube, he's a medical doctor, brilliant, talks a lot about that. Inflammation as the root of disease. And inflammation is merely that there's something that's irritating your body. Think inflamed. It's not necessarily broken yet, but it's angry, it's irritated, inflamed. It can manifest in your body in a lot of ways. Ben and June, I told you about them last week. They were approaching inflammation. June had a degree of inflammation in her body that was coming out through her skin. Their systems were irritated, but at very subtle levels. It took us talking to an Ayurvedic doctor to nail it and pin it down and find what was going on. It isn't just food. A lot of the people that I've talked to have said, well, you need supplements because our food doesn't have enough stuff in it. And these are from people that are eating good organic food. And they're wrong. Your food has what you need in it, unless you are in a really bad place and all you have is the convenience store and all of that. Balance comes not from just good food, but from a lifestyle that allows you to be balanced in your body, your mind, and your spirit. So this interview that I saw today, inflammation at the root of a lot of health issues. And when you look at this disease that's going around, COVID, the people that have a lot of trouble with it have a lot of inflammation in their body. Comorbidities, they're all manifestations of extreme inflammation. But if you have joint aches and pains, you have chronic diarrhea or constipation, ulcers, an off stomach, brain fog, mood. You know, it's partly the weather right now. We need some vitamin D and vitamin C. But chronic overwhelm, fatigue, and anxiety, all of these things are indications that there is angst in your body. There is inflammation going on. And allowed to go and go and go, it's going to manifest as something. And it leaves you way open to COVID. And interestingly enough, that shot that they are wanting you to take creates more inflammation in your body. They were talking about the messenger RNA, the mRNA, that's the basis for a lot of these, not to mention the experimental cocktail that's housed in the vaccine. And what that all does is further irritate your system and eliminate the natural entities in your body that come in and clear away. Your body is designed so that when you get an insult, bacteria, germs, viruses, there are elements that go in, search, destroy, neutralize, and then there's a cleanup crew that comes in to get rid of all of that inflammation. There's a battle zone, just as you'd imagine. It creates inflammation in your body, which you experience as aches and pains, fever, sore throat, whatever it is that particular virus carries. There's an inflamed situation with the white blood cells cleaning stuff up, and then these other entities come in, clear it all out. The shot that they want you to take neutralizes the guys that come in and clear out the inflammation. So if you have an already inflamed system, which we live in an inflamed culture, it just is. So most people have a degree of inflammation. You get this shot, it creates more inflammation, and there's nothing in your body, or it's incapacitated, decreased, to clear out that inflammation. And so people are experiencing side effects that are consistent with a lot of inflammation in the body, to the point of anaphylactic shock and death. So that was all a really interesting rabbit trail to go down this week. Piggybacked on all of that, you know, you kind of get on themes. I am giving a workshop next Tuesday evening on reducing adrenal fatigue, overwhelm, anxiety, and actually all of it. Inflammation being the root of all of it, using the clock, using rhythm. A lot of imbalance comes from being out of rhythm. Back to your car that isn't having the tires balanced, it'll go, that tire moves out of rhythm. Instead of being a smooth flow, it's going to be flopping a little bit. And that imbalance over time creates a breakdown. You're the same. 3 basic places where you come into rhythm with how you were made, how nature is. Like I said, our culture is out of rhythm. We live in an inflamed culture. So when I share these, all of them next Tuesday, you'll see the norm is to not live this way. But one of them is eating. I'll tell you a little bit about that tonight. But then sleep and movement. Movement has to do with breathing. So Tuesday, I'm going to put the link when I get done in. I'm going to try to anyway, since everything's screwed up.
You're going to put the link?
No.
Can you? I don't know how to do it.
I can try.
Okay.
Since I'll be on my phone, it gets dicey.
Right.
But I will put the link then to that interview I was talking about and to my talk on Tuesday night in the chat, so you can register for that and come and get all the good stuff. But just eating. So just food. I'm not going to give you any superfoods. Superfoods are only as good as the rhythm of your eating. Your body, I've said this before, is designed to digest food between sunup and sundown. It's dark now. Your body's digestive agents, workers, they've left home. They've left for home for the night. They won't be back until sunup. When you put in food at this point in time, your body is going to store it because it really is ill-equipped to deal with it any other way. When you eat during daylight hours, particularly when the sun's at its highest, so 10 to 2, basically, you're going to be eating in rhythm with the way nature has set your body up to digest food, which means that whatever you put in your body between 10 and 2, it's going to pull the maximum nutrition out of it. Stuff that you put in your body at 7 o'clock at night, it doesn't matter how organic and wonderful and nutrient dense it is, your body's not going to process it and pull the nutrition out of it. And if that's your biggest meal of the day, you may need a supplement because you are out of rhythm and you are creating dis-ease or a lack of ease in your body because you're asking it to do something that it's ill-equipped to do at that point. So your body is happiest and you're eating in your best rhythm if you have a lighter breakfast that's nutrient dense. Got a lot of good stuff, but it's easy to digest. A good lunch, and then a lighter supper. This is a good place to start. If you want an experiment, play with this. Test it. I dare you. Let me know how it works. Just pull your meat out from your last meal of the day. Make sure you get meat at lunch if that's your practice is eating meat, which we do here. Lunch is our big affair, which is really nice because then I'm cooking. We're eating and cleaning up at the time of day when we have more energy. So the kitchen flows nicely. For supper, we just have something light that's really easy to make, fairly easy to clean up, so that when we're ready to just rest and relax, we don't have a whole lot to do. I make it light on purpose. And I started with just not eating meat at night. We just have something, vegetables and bread or rice or lots of other options. Eggs are great. Meat broth, it's great. Just experiment it. Test it. I dare you. When you eat, and then you'll pull the nutrients out of your food. And that saying about you need supplements because there's not nutrition in your food isn't true. What it is that you're not putting the nutrition in when your body can maximize it and pull it out, which is a huge difference. And you don't have to pay a lot for supplements then. I have a whole drawer full that I'm happy to share because I don't use them anymore. I've just kept them because I'm the kind of person that thinks, well, someday I might need them. But I haven't needed them in 2 or 3 years now. After I spent a few months getting my system cleared out. It runs fine now. I'm maximizing my food and I don't need all that stuff, which saves me a huge amount of time because time is money and you pay yourself then. So that's bringing yourself into rhythm. Just try that. See how you feel. See how your joints feel in the morning. See how your energy level is. See how well your skin starts to look. It'll affect that, affect your hair, fingernails. You'll notice all those things fairly quickly. Elimination will probably change. All sorts of things. Brain fog, maybe even. Great stuff. Just by eating lighter at night. Eating in rhythm. Eating in rhythm with the seasons. What sounds good right now? What's in season? Root vegetables. I love squash right now. It's just really good for some reason. Red meats, really yummy because they're very nutrient dense. A lot of bang for your buck. A little harder to digest. So if you have them at noon, your digestion is super strong in the winter so that it's ready to digest all of your day's nutrition in a very small window. In the summer, you eat different stuff. Salads sound great. Chicken and fish are wonderfully light and easy to digest. Your stomach doesn't burn as strong because it can burn through a huger window. So the rhythm of the seasons, the rhythm of your day, where you're at in your stage of life makes a difference in how you digest food, what you digest. It's all about rhythm that brings you into balance, that decreases inflammation in your body so that everything works at the maximum capacity. Yeah, Stephanie, let me know how it works. I'm excited about that. Yeah, not all people are, I'm reading back through, not all people are day shift people. Tamarack, come to the talk because we'll talk about rhythmic sleep as well as rhythmic movement. Like I said, our culture is not in sync. It's not in rhythm. And some people do like to stay up later at night, but it doesn't change. It's like it doesn't change gravity because we can fly airplanes. It just means that we're doing something mechanically that we weren't really made to do. But it doesn't mean we've defeated gravity. And just because you like to stay up at late at night or you like to eat late at night doesn't change the fact that your body isn't designed that way. It just is what you do. So that's that. But come and we'll talk about it because I like to interact on my workshops and not do all the talking. And so I'd love to see that. So I will put those couple links in the chat if I can when I get off and turn it over to Mark. But give it a try. Just do a little small thing this week to come into rhythm.